Hey.
Welcome back to the lads. How's things?
All's good in the hood now. All's good. Good to be back again.
Yeah. Again, yeah. We had a whole week's holiday.
Yeah, we
took a week off.
We're on sabbatical.
That's it. We're back. We're refreshed, rested, ready to rock.
Ready to go now. Excited for this game.
See you, Chelsea. Big game tonight, mate. Big game tonight. Top four.
Game.
Have to bet them.
And for anyone
I'm there
who's
thinking in my head, I'm there wondering, will this Tuchel thing, will he go unbeaten now for the rest of the season with Chelsea, or will he get beaten tonight? But my predictions before the game, lads, was 1-1 draw. But we'll see.
Oh, I'm going to go 2-0 to Chelsea. I can't see. We're not conceding goals. I think Werner's been awful unlucky, lads, the last couple of games. His decision against Liverpool, the one day offside against Liverpool, was a joke. That should have stood.
Yeah, but do you think that because Robertson, say for example, the way he switched from being in line to switching his body to the side, which benefited the defender rather than the actual attacker? So I was wrong at that. Actually, should have stood.
But they're bringing a line up to the jersey, and they're sure every team wears different sleeves, different size jerseys. They're bringing it up to the sleeve, and they're meant to be anyway. It's a lot of bollocks.
1 week they'll do it to the sleeve, the next one they'll do it something else, and it's real fine margins that I don't get, because when you zoom in and zoom in and zoom in on it, doesn't it go very pixelated, and then it's just throwing you off. It's like you're watching 3D paint.
It's a joke. I think Werner's going to score tonight, and I'm saying Chelsea 2-0.
Right, that's your prediction. What about you, Carl? What are you thinking?
Yeah, for me, I think it's going to be Werner will score tonight, but I think it's going to be Werner and Calvert-Lewin who'll do the business tonight. 2 strikers, 2 focal points for Chelsea and Everton. But 1-1 draw.
Do you know what, Carl? I like the 1-1 draw. I was thinking that myself. I was thinking a draw. Look, Chelsea on good form and that, but Everton wouldn't write Everton off. We'd probably be totally wrong. This would be a 4-0 Chelsea, but
well, hopefully,
I like a 1-1 draw. I think 1-1 draw. Or Squidge, you're the Chelsea fan. What do you make of that lineup?
I think I'd like to see Hudson-Odoi further up the pitch, even though he's been playing well. Zuma at the back or centre back of the tree. I don't know. It's a bit. We'll see how it goes. I'm happy to see Werner and Havertz on the pitch at the same time, and hopefully they'll start their Chelsea career tonight. Will start. You know what I mean? Because it has to start to share really. So obviously Tuchel hasn't picked hasn't finalised his final squad yet, or his final first 11, because he'd just be chopping and changing the gubbit. But he's getting the results, so you can't really argue with him. So
true. And if you're looking at that, are you happy with that kind of formation? The back, so that the back three.
Yeah.
So really.
As I said there, we're not conceding any goals, so you can't really argue with the formation at the minute. We've only conceded two goals since
I think so. Yeah, 2 goals. You really do look like he's a revived Christensen there. To me, I think that's mad. I always would have thought Zuma, who had a good start to the season. He's a tower in the box. He's lethal with his heading accuracy. But that, Christensen's out of the blue now. He's throwing him in.
You have to take into account that actually Tuchel tried to sign Christensen when he was at PSG. So, do you know what I mean? If a manager's after coming in and you knew he was going for yet another club, you'd have more. You'd say, "Here, this manager likes me," and obviously Christensen seems to be benefiting from it.
Yeah.
True.
I'm just going to throw that up there, lads, just so anybody watching the stream can see the score, and there's the time.
Mono.
Yeah. Me and you around, right? I'm going to leave you at the top because you're the Chelsea fan, so it's your reaction here. You're more important here tonight, so I'll let you have centre stage.
Thanks, lads. Thanks very much.
So it's we'll allow you to, if Werner scores, because every Chelsea fan is like, oh, Werner's going to score today. Werner's going to do this. Warner's going to hit the corner flag tonight, and he's going to get injured.
No, I tell you, he's been unlucky, lads. I know he misses an awful lot of.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. When he was that age, before he joined us, I was there thinking Liverpool will get Werner, not Chelsea. But since Chelsea stepped in for him, he joined. Obviously, no questions asked. They can pay the money in his wages and that. But lad, I was not expecting this.
I don't think that no one was expecting it. In all fairness, like he's starting up for Germany. Here he is now, first touch, out for throw.
Is he Fernando Torres Mark II?
No, don't say that. Don't put the hoodoo on him. Stop. No, he's not.
There's Matthew Malley there predicts Chelsea 2-0. Cullen predicts Chelsea 1-0. So a lot of people are going Chelsea so far.
We're dominating the game.
Anyone that's tuning in as well, you might notice the reactions might be a little bit all over the place because each of us has a slightly different time. Whatever goes on when you're watching in different locations and that, like, I know I'm 2 minutes 37 seconds, and what's up on screen here is 3 minutes, so we're all a little bit behind what's up on the screen here as well. So you had to bear with us.
We're just going to make do, because the price of Sky TV and BT these days, isn't it? Like,
stop! It's a joke.
What Cathal needs to say is we are all paying for Sky and BT, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a price. Like, it is a price. And it's going up. It's going up and up and up and up and up. It's never going down.
I'd be worried about Calvert-Lewin today, now, lads. If he hits form.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. It's either one of them. It's Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison. Like, Richarlison is a bit of bite in him. I think if I was marking Richarlison, you know what? If you just annoyed him a small bit, you throw him off his game and like his game plan as well. So he won't be as effective. Like,
yeah, I remember the first fixture, the Chelsea or Everton Chelsea fixture. Let's say they won 1-0, Sigurdsson penalty, but we hit the post. I think we hit the post twice and the crossbar once. Just one of them games.
Yeah, what do you think since he's brought in Mendy? Like, how do you think that? How do you think he's playing out so far? I could have went to goals for Chelsea and it would have been an improvement on Kepa. Like, do you know what I mean? So he's decent. Like, it's just that he looks a lot better than he is because we had Kepa in goals before him. But I think he hasn't made too many mistakes. He seems to be good with his feet. I like him. I like him. Time will tell us. I like him too, but in saying that as well, it's that defense. Like, I don't think he knows himself, like, who's going to be playing in front of him. But I just think with the back three, it suits us. Under Conte, sure, it was just drilled into us, that formation that won us the league. So I think Tuchel is kind of right, kind of switching back to this.
Here we go.
Trying to get the best out of your defense, because there's an always way. If you have a good defense, first and foremost, you'll eventually get a goal in the attack.
Zoom ahead.
Timo.
He looks hungry tonight now.
Timo. Jesus Christ almighty.
Should we let Liverpool take him?
I'm going to stand by him for another while. Till the end. I'll give him till the end of the season.
Look, he'll come good eventually. Now, whether he's turned out to be the player you want him to be, I don't know.
But some of the shots this season, he has blasted them up to Rosette.
Yeah, I see. I heard a commentator say the Liverpool game, during the Liverpool game, one of the commentators, I don't know what channel I was watching on, but he was saying he either hits the goalie or drives it way over the bar, which is true. Yeah, like if you're going to drill a shot, if you're drilling it, majority of the time it's going to go straight at the goalkeeper. Like Luke Shaw shot yesterday against City. Like, you know, in the first half there, he got the ball, but he just lashed it, and it went straight at the goalkeeper. Like, most of those shots always land at the goalkeeper's feet. Whereas if you just place it, make it look easy. Yeah. But this is a bright start to the game, lads. Chelsea dominating as expected, but we're gonna have about 65-70% of the possession overall. It's just what we can do with it. So tonight he's opted for Jorginho and Kovacic. Kind of, one's a ball-playing midfielder, one's your CDM doing all the scrappy work, and then you have Kai Havertz, who hopefully, as Squidger, you pointed out earlier, like that, he'll work out for you. Like, I was excited by him coming to the Premier League, but now I'm just like, what's going on? Yeah, it's like I'm gonna give Havertz time as well, because as I said in one of our videos before, like, he came to the Premiership. He left Germany, came to the Premiership during the pandemic. He actually got the coronavirus himself. So do you know what I mean? I think he'll end up coming good. Like,
it's been a rough start.
Yeah.
But to be honest as well, you know what I'm thinking, and not a dig at Chelsea or anything, but like you sort of knew Chelsea wasn't his preferred destination. He kind of, I think he took the Chelsea move because he ran out of patience. Because this is Werner I'm talking about here. Sorry, I know we were on Havertz there. It just popped into my head. But with Werner and the whole, like, maybe he's not settled because he had a move organised to Bayern Munich. That was all done even before Liverpool. And he waited, wasn't it the last transfer window? Not this one gone on before. He was waiting on that deal to be done. And he talked about, he's waiting on deadline day. And it never happened. They just never came in for him. And he was left disappointed. And he'd said his goodbyes to the teammates and all that. And he basically was out the door. Never happened. And Liverpool came in. He had discussions with Klopp. He was supposed to be out the door for Liverpool. That one never happened. So I think it was a case of, I'm after saying goodbye to everybody twice, told everyone I'm gone twice. I think he was just like, the next move, that's a possibility. I'm gone.
I'm going. I know I'm a Chelsea supporter, but I still think he's going to end up being a good signing. I have faith in him.
It's Mendy's probably the best. Like Chilwell is not really getting great game time under Tuchel, but Mendy is probably the best signing. He's like in terms of
a poor man's
when he came in now, he's done unreal.
Mendy's been very good. I'm happy with Mendy now. But as I said, anything would have been improvement on Kepa. Just from Kieran Smith there, Squidge, would you take Victor Moses back for that right wing back position? Mendy's own under Conte. Like Moses was absolutely class that year when Conte had him. He was brilliant for us. But I haven't actually seen
right wing back position.
Actually haven't seen him playing really since that year, so I can't really say. Is he playing well? He's at Inter at the minute, isn't he? Under Conte again.
I think
under Conte again. He's
under Conte again. So, look, no, I don't think I'd like him. Well, if he's playing well, I definitely take him back. But I'm not sure. I wouldn't take him back because I like Reece James too much. I think Reece James should be in that position anyway.
I was just going to say, to take him back, what does that do to Reece James?
Yeah, exactly. So,
or even Hudson-Odoi.
I'm delighted to see Hudson-Odoi further up the pitch. He's been playing well at that right wing back role. Oh, well done, Jorginho. But I think he needs to be further up the pitch. He's such a threat, even though he has been getting forward from that position, right wing back, but I still think he should be further up the pitch.
It's just he was trying. Do you prefer Hudson-Odoi in the left or right?
On the right.
Either way, he's actually decent enough. But I think
we've too many attacking options. Like you have the likes of Pulisic, Ziyech on the bench here, and that's why I think Hudson-Odoi was being played at right wing back. Just kind of facilitate for other players to get the attacking roles. Well done. Wow.
Yeah, Everton can't really get out at all. They can't, they're trying to pass it out and they're trying to build it up. But just the way Chelsea are swarming that midfield, especially Kovacic, I think he started the brightest for Chelsea.
He's played really well now since Tuchel came in. And if you, any Chelsea fan would have laughed at you last year if you said that Kante would be sitting on the bench for Chelsea do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing though. What's going on with Kante? Is it him himself? Is it injuries? Or is it just obviously it's a results game? You want to start who's playing well, but Kante. Anthony, you probably have Kante in Arsenal that team any day of the week. I'd have Kante.
I would have up till Martinelli ruined his career, and he just hasn't been the same man since.
You stop. Nobody puts Kante.
Jesus.
He hasn't looked right after that.
Just what I'd say, Kante not on the pitch for me last season, I would have been like, what's going on? But you can't argue with it. We're getting the results.
Hey, Squidge. Kante or Makelele in their prime? That's a hard one.
I put Kante in my all-time Chelsea 11, so I'll have to stick with him.
Yeah, Makelele was some player.
Makelele was class. I actually got some grief over not picking Makelele ahead of Kante, but I stick by my guns.
Yeah. Oh, Makalele, though. Do you remember left Real Madrid and they absolutely fell apart? So, and people were going, oh, well, look at the Galacticos they have on that side. And it was the defensive holding midfielder they let go and everything went to shit.
That's the thing about centre defensive midfielders, though. They don't, like, for example, Fred, he's a centre defensive midfielder, but he clogs up play. Whereas if you have the likes of Makalele, who's good with the ball, can make a play, rather and defend, instead of clogging up the play and being a fool with the ball. Then it's like he's unreal for the team. Every team needs that. He's someone that's in the background, doesn't really, like, you won't hear his name too much on commentary, but when you take him out of the team, there's a massive difference.
Yeah, it was like Gilberto at Arsenal. They nicknamed him the Invisible Wall because you didn't realise what he did until he wasn't there, and you were going, "Oh, now I understand what he does." It's just because he's not contributing with goals and stuff like that. But look, you know, when you're that kind of a player, that big an influence, and you're breaking up the play, and that you're as good as goals, you know.
Makalele nearly actually created that position, like, and that's where you see a lot of players playing there now, like.
Makalele. I was raging Arsenal never got him. We were linked to him when he was at Celta Vigo. Raging, we never got him.
Shit.
But he's Calvert-Lewin's hairstyle.
That's something else, isn't it?
Sure, the barbers aren't open, Carl.
But sure, you'll see a lot of them there, like Sigurdsson there, skinned head. A lot of them have their hair cut still, you know. So they're going out of the way to get their mallets chopped.
Hey, easy done. Look, I cut my own hair. I cut my own hair over a year, as you can probably tell by the hack of my head, but it can be done.
It can be done.
Kieran Smith says Tuchel was raving about Kante, said his data numbers in training was like he was two people, he's a machine, the ground he covers is ridiculous. Completely agree, one of my favourite players. And if the results weren't going our way, I'd be like, why isn't Kante starting? But because the results are going our way, you can't argue with it. He was brilliant against Liverpool during the week, though.
Yeah, so was Mount. Mount showed again why I definitely he deserves the rest because he does put in some ground.
Yeah,
but Kante, he's not solidifying himself in this team at the moment. As he said, it's all a results game there. So you kind of have to leave the big guns out and just go with your gut instinct. Isn't it like
performing? Obviously, Mount to be on the pitch if he didn't need a rest. I'd say, like, but you go with the players.
No, that's true.
Well, as long as you're getting results, you can play any 11 you want. I don't care. Get 3 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, like, anyone out of that Everton team there now, that would you take Anthony, for example? Like, would you take anyone at the Everton team for Arsenal, or would you take?
I'd take the whole 11.
Yeah, and the manager,
yeah.
And the backroom staff.
Definitely, you know what? We're crying out for a striker like Calvert-Lewin. I think if I could replace Lacazette in the morning, like, I think Calvert-Lewin is a more athletic, bigger, faster, stronger, better version of what we want Lacazette to do. He's an Arsenal fan, so look, that's an extra added bonus as well. I think he'd be an ideal replacement.
Reece James did really well there, lads.
He covered some ground, lad.
Nice class.
Look at this goal. Just literally unfazed by Allen there.
Yes. Oh!
That was close.
Sick.
Jorginho,
good hit. Thought it was in. Once it got through the bodies, I thought it was in.
Good delivery again by James, I have to say. Like, he's such a threat.
Bit timid. The second time watching it, it's a bit more, or it's a lot wider than I thought.
But would you sell Jorginho?
Look, I actually didn't rate Jorginho when he came to the club first. I thought Sarri tried to. Everything was about Jorginho. Do you know what I mean? And I just think he was slow. Go on. He was slowing up the play too much. But he's playing well. He's playing well since Tuchel came in. I wouldn't sell him now at this moment. Definitely not. Ref.
Squidger, did you say 2-0 Chelsea? Was that your prediction?
Yeah. 2-0 Chelsea. Oh. Holgate's on a yellow card. Very early for him to be on a yellow card.
True that, but
Need Werner to be running
that for the rest of the game. That's what I do.
Exactly.
Don't like the colour of Everton's jersey, to be honest. Not gone enough.
It's like that Arsenal mint green jersey we had 2 seasons ago.
Bad jersey. Here we go. Come on now. I think Jordan Pickford is the weak link in the Everton team. We should be targeting him as well. Get shots in him, he drop one, or
for his tiny arm.
Yeah, he's gone downhill from Sunderland. He's gone hard downhill, like.
Just what I said. That's it.
Chance. Is it Jorginho again?
Well,
get Kante on.
Pickford comes out and explodes up everything. Just have to be saying it.
Big shout out, long nipples. It's cold out there.
Yeah, biggest shout out to the nipples, because yourself in Irish weather, it can be sunny when we wake up. When we walk to the shop, it starts lashing rain.
Being Irish, we do appreciate what it's like to have cold nipples.
None of you drinking tonight, lads?
No, I'm going to stay off now for a while.
Oh, it is. It's not that you have the Jägermeister and Monster.
I need this to get me through a Chelsea performance.
Green one.
That's the only thing to get me through a Chelsea game, especially with that Thomas Tuchel fellow managing.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't hear you all the way down there in the bottom half of the table.
I would have took Tuchel at United if Ollie got sacked. Definitely.
He's
available at the right time. That's the thing. Chelsea's ruthlessness is paying off. I cannot believe it. That I thought they get a bit of bad luck, right, for sacking one of their own and all that kind of crack. The club reached out to Lampard and got him. But even that, like, do you know, sort of way, like, it can go against you. Bit of karma.
Yeah.
Do you know, sacking one of your own, bringing in the likes of
everyone gets the new manager bounce. Everyone gets it.
Go on.
But this is a bounce that's going. Like, under Ollie, when Ollie first came to United, we win 12 games in the bounce.
Yeah. Look, Arsenal got a new manager bounce. We got a new manager bounce and won the FA Cup, and look at us now. You know what I mean? So I'd give it next season. Let's see if he can do this again.
Look. You can only go on what he's done so far, and what he's done so far has been really good. Obviously, it's very early, and that's like he's only an 18-month contract, and that's like.
I think he himself wanted an 18-month contract. I don't think he would have said, "Hey, give me this long-term, like 3 or 4 year deal."
No, I don't think.
No,
definitely not, Kyle. Like you take. If you're a manager, you take the 4 or 5 year contract, and then if you get sacked, then you get paid off. Like you get paid off for the rest.
Yeah. That's true. No, I'm thinking of that. But like, being Chelsea. What are you saying? Sorry.
Abramovich was after getting scalded too many times, paying off Mourinho's and paying off your Contes. That I'd say he just said, "Here, look, I'm going to give you an 18-month contract. If you do well, we'll extend it or whatever." Yeah, and I think it's the right way to go because. Abramovich is so trigger happy with sacking managers that we're losing a fortune. I'd say if you added up all the money that we paid out in managers, I'd say our Conte still has to get paid. I think it went to court and everything. So I think
as soon as Adrian Mutu plays back that money that he owes, that'll sort Conte out, won't it?
He's a cod, Bill. He's a cod.
Now, do you know what though? With the Chelsea model, it's not smart to give a manager a 3 or 4 year deal because the chances are majority of those managers aren't lasting to the end of their contract. So
100%.
Financially 18 months. I only seen the Arsenal figures there today. 10 million we had to pay Unai Emery when we sacked him.
Yeah,
which was madness.
Sure, I think Newcastle. I think this year was the year that Newcastle had to stop paying Pardew. They were still paying Pardew up until this year. Remember to give him that 7-year contract?
Oh, that was mental. That was.
Stop! They were still paying up until this year. Like how long is he got?
City wouldn't even give Guardiola a 7-year contract. Like that was madness. We see Matthew's comment there about Arteta linked to Barca this week. Yeah, do you know what?
Go on.
Not happening. Definitely not going to Barca. I think
a lot has changed in Barcelona ways. I know this is kind of off topic and all that, but I think that if the new president sits down with Messi and throws all figures at Messi, I don't think Messi.
That's all it is. It's just they throw out names just to get themselves into that seat, don't they? And I wouldn't be surprised if that was maybe someone on Arteta's team kind of put those feelers out there to give himself that little bit more power at Arsenal, kind of going, like he's got to be aware he's under some. I wouldn't say he's under pressure at Arsenal. It's more under pressure with the fans. I don't think the board are putting any pressure on him. Like I don't think, no matter what happens, I don't think they're saying here, like, your job is at risk at the end of the season. I think they were willing to accept, it's going to be a rough one for a while. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe Arteta's team that were kind of going, look, we throw the name Barcelona out there because he's ex-Barca himself and like that there. Koeman is under a bit of pressure, and it might just make Arsenal kind of commit to Arteta a little bit. I'm not sure now, but no, it's not happening.
It's a win-win for Arteta anyway.
Yeah. I could see it happening someday. Like, I still think, no matter what you think of Arteta at Arsenal, I think someday he'll leave Arsenal and I think he will be successful. It's just we don't have the right model for a manager. Like, no one will be successful at Arsenal. Like, who would you put in that job right now that's going to win anything?
I think I heard you say it. I think
I heard like a philosophy of football, like.
Yeah, look, Arteta's not the problem. Arteta's not the problem with Arsenal. It's the owner.
It's the owner,
yeah. Like, stick Guardiola in the morning there. Like, stick Jurgen Klopp in. Like, they're not going to win anything with this current model. Like, there's a reason why we got a manager who has no managerial experience. Like, we interviewed Allegri, and he didn't get the job. And they said the reason he didn't get the job, they weren't impressed with him, and they felt he was very arrogant and that. It's like, why? Because he came in and said, I'm after winning Serie A. Like, come from Juve, won Serie A, I think it was 7 times in a row, and I want money to spend because I'm not putting my reputation on the line with this club with no money, and we're competing with, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Man City. It's like, why wouldn't he come in and make demands? Like, that team, even to start competing for top 4, you're going to need to spend about 200 million plus just to even compete. Forget about even winning the league. Like,
your hardest part as well is to try and sell players because, to be honest, like, clubs won't even look at your players. And you're out of like the so-called top 6 clubs. You have to have the loan. You've used the loan market more than any other was. So, like, I feel sorry for you in that aspect because it's kind of like we have the Glazers who are over United, and all they do is take money out. Same as your owner. Doesn't pump on any money in. It's all revenue generated from the city of Manchester, and same with Arsenal. So merchandises and shirt sales and stuff like that is basically how we fund our clubs. Like, but obviously,
frustrating thing though, like with Arsenal, like we've an owner who's the
actual core problem of Arsenal is that just the toxic. Like, you have a rich owner, but an owner who's more interested in other sports in America rather than
that lad built himself a stadium, for his team in the NFL that cost $5 billion. $5 billion
for a stadium.
The stadium cost, and like, where's that money coming from? It's coming from the profits out of Arsenal. Like, it's not been put back into the club. Like, we're on our self-sustaining model, but then we're sustaining. But then
who won this year's Super Bowl? The Buccaneers, is it?
No, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Bucs bet the Chiefs. Sorry,
the Buccaneers. So they're owned by the Glazers. They're owned by United's owners. They got Tom Brady, so they had to finance the deal for Tom Brady. They took out profits from Man United and spent on Tom Brady, obviously, to get the Buccaneers up and going.
I told you already. Well. Football is a business. Sport, they're businesses. They're not. It's not a club. It's a business.
We're finding out the hard way, aren't we? Like, year on year, like, we're finding out the hard way. For a club like United to go out and spend 80 million on Harry Maguire, for Chelsea to buy Chilwell for 50 million, they're all the same club. So the negotiating of transfers and transfer power, like, why did United pay the 80 million for him? Was it the profile of the player? Yes. Was it the characteristics of the player and his ball play? He's a ball playing centre half who can't play a high line and gets done out of it. But Chilwell for 50 million, he's actually a better player. Do you get me? So
United were under pressure. United were under pressure to sign a centre back, and they needed to spend big money to challenge Liverpool signing a Virgil van Dijk.
And the fact that he's English as well bumps it up even more, which is just so stupid.
Yeah.
He was a foreign player. Say, for example, Harry Maguire was from Ghana. Do you think he cost 80 million? I don't think so.
No.
Harry Maguire from
Look at
Ghana.
the difference. So Chilwell was 50 million because he's English, and Tierney was 25 Scottish.
Yes.
No, he's coming from the SPL.
Which basically means that Chilwell is twice the player.
I don't know. We could be twice the disappointment now for double the money.
Friff in the back.
No, that's twice the player, Squid, because without Tierney for Arsenal, like, wow, him and Saka, unreal.
What's that?
I'm a fan of Chilwell. What's the story now with him? Is he in his plans long term? Is he in Tuchel's plans long term?
He will be. He will be.
Oh my God! What is that?
How was? And like the free out him was given against it.
Yeah, that was a
free
bit.
Out, the free out was mad.
It was a free in the first place. Havertz.
Maybe it wasn't a free in. Maybe it wasn't. You normally see them given, like, but the free out in.
The two of them. He had no other way there. He got barred from either side. He had no other way.
I thought it was a free in myself when I seen it first. No.
Oh, free kick in a dangerous position for Everton. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, man, this is a bit weird now. Like, that shouldn't happen.
I don't know. Minimal contact. He tried to pull out. Always important to pull out, kids.
Richarlison going over like a ton of bricks.
Oh, that drives me mad. Absolutely.
Injury. He's out for the rest of the season, by the looks of it. Like.
And the thing about it is, now that it's an empty stadium, like Lacazette there at the weekend. He got challenged, and you'd swear the chap broke his leg. There were roars out.
Oh, it was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But hey, look, Gary Lineker and all, did you see them taking the piss out of that? I hope the next time Harry Kane trips over his own spit, they do the same in the studio.
Yeah, they should actually pull up in matches today. I'd love to see how Harry Kane looks around the defenders behind him. He'll jump first and get nailed while the defender's obviously going for the ball. So
I don't like this at all.
He's getting away with it and fooling the refs.
I don't like this at all. Sigurdsson, big man.
Digne signed a new contract with them. Great left back, isn't he? Some delivery on him.
Well and what?
Excuse me.
I find it so funny when you look at the wall now and the guy lying behind.
Why does he face the ball? Like, he always faces away from the ball.
I think they face away so it doesn't hit their hands.
Just have your hands behind your back.
With these handball rules, though, you have to be careful.
If you're like,
what did you make of the Arsenal Burnley game, the handball the other day?
Right, I'll give my point on that, right? Because it's twice. It didn't happen once. It happened twice in the space of the same play. I think these are hard done by again with that decision. It's clear handball. It's a clear handball. It's fine when his hand is up against his body and glued to his body, but he's sticking his hands out like this, as if he has jazz hand. And hits him here.
What's good on?
Yeah, like they came out with this proximity rule now, where there wasn't a proximity rule when it happened to, was it Nathan Redmond? I think it happened, and it was given. Oh no, sorry, Ryan Bertrand. It was but now because it's Arsenal game, it was proximity rule. He was so
handball there now. There was a handball there.
Give.
Yeah, I need to see a replay.
But you know what the proximity rule is? I like the proximity rule in a way, but surely to God, if you've nowhere else to put your arm, whether in against your body,
the one in the Tottenham Fulham game there last weekend, where Fulham actually had a goal disallowed because it hit your man's hand. Was that game?
That's exactly it. And that's the primary thing. Like that was a harsh ball. Like the player else put his arm.
The only way it doesn't hit his arms is if he has no arms. Like.
Oh, here's his chance.
Hey!
72 million. 72 million. Yeah.
Come on. Fuck
this, boys. We're coming for a second. I told you in one of the videos we're coming for a second. We're going to hunt you down for a second.
No, you're not. No. So second place is cemented, lad. We're grand. We're grand. There's no worrying about it. We shouldn't even be dragged into a top 4 race. United States wrap up.
Would that be an OG, maybe?
That should have been as an own goal in my eyes.
He's onside. Was it going in? It's hard to know from that angle.
Well,
yeah, you love from this angle now.
I reckon they give that a
I think it's an OG.
Yeah, Godfrey OG maybe.
Yeah, Godfrey OG, boys.
I don't care how it ends.
Hey, it doesn't make a difference. They all count.
Yep.
Well,
Godfrey.
1-0 Chelsea, boys.
Godfrey's on the payroll.
Well, I said 1-0, so at least you scored.
No. It's 1-0. It's going to be 1-0 this half, 1-0 in the second half, 2-0 overall. Werner's going to score an absolute rocket.
Right. Talk about Marcus Alonso, keep him chill without the team. And there's why, that sort of way. I don't rate him at all. I think he's too slow. I think he's a big galoot. I
don't know. He just, when he was out of the team, he just seemed like he wasn't bothered or whatever. But now since Tuchel came in, he's played really well.
You have a training ground bust up at Lampard.
Yeah, well, I think there was something there, right? And I wouldn't be 100% sure to the extent that it went at, but apparently they didn't like each other. So
he wouldn't be on mad money at Chelsea later, would he?
That's the OG, lads.
What is that?
Godfrey on goal.
Yeah, correct.
So all your first goal scoring bets are still in play.
Still active. It's a double bubble.
I'm happy with whoever playing now.
Yeah, no, he's fairly dominant. He's not been put on too much pressure. I think Everton. Well, Everton haven't had any clear cut chances, but there might have been a handball incident there, Squidge.
No way. You're worse than VAR. You're gone worse than VAR. I'm telling you now. You want to rat?
No. I'm just saying there might have no. Your frog guys.
There was a shambles in the box there, so there was before that goal.
Hey lads, I seen this thing posted the other day. I can't remember who it was, but it was basically Bruno Fernandes celebrating. It's like, who says Bruno Fernandes doesn't score goals in the big games? And I'm like, lad, it was a penalty for feck's sake. You know what I mean?
I don't understand these things. Why your penalties are in the game? It's the same with free kicks.
Yeah, but to say he doesn't score in big games, sure, look, if you get a penalty, sure, he's as good as chance as anyone to actually score. Do you know what I mean? The way it was made out was he doesn't score against big teams. It's sure, I could score penalties against big teams.
It's something to bicker at, and it's why are football fans actually even coming up with stuff like this? Why are penalties in the game? So what? Look, if you take 30 penalties in a season, you score all 30 penalties. Or should you just score? Do you know what?
Is great record and that from the spot and not taking that away from him, but just the way it was made out was everyone knows saying he doesn't score in big games, but it's that's not. I don't know. For me, it's just okay, but you can't really go. He didn't score in big games, but look at he did.
Anyone would have him in the team. Anyone would have them in their team. Do you know
there's no doubt that Bruno Fernandes is class act, but the amount of penalties United get is unreal, lads.
But I'll tell you what, right? Since Klopp, give out about that. Since Klopp stated the fact that we've gotten loads of penalties and stuff like that, it went on the flip side. We didn't get penalties that were war penalties given against us. Our game, United versus Chelsea. Both players roaring handball, and then all of a sudden the play was stopped. Now, I thought it was going to be a penalty for us. It was given as a continue on the play. That was a shambles.
I thought it was a penalty as well, if I'm being honest. 100%.
Do you know what? To see with this handball rule, right? It might be harsh, yeah. But I just think if there's any contact, whether it's accidental, minimal, whatever, if it touches the hand, I just think it should be a penalty. It doesn't matter proximity, whatever. Look, just cut out all the bullshit, cut out all the mess, and wasn't it? If it touches the hands, just give it.
Nobody's listening to this, okay?
No, I don't think so.
United's penalties before and after Klopp's comments. Before, this is around the 28th of February, so only a week, just over a week ago. Before, 11 pens in 25 games. That means a penalty was given every 204 minutes. After, 2 penalties were given in 16 games. That means a penalty was given every 720 minutes. Is that a coincidence? Since Klopp absolutely went rampant on those comments, made those comments on interview.
I'd love to actually see a compilation of every penalty, and see where the actual penalty is not, because I can't remember a lot of them. But like,
I can't get my head around this though. Stone wall penalties are not being given as penalties.
Well, Anto, I disagree with you there about the handball thing, because I think that the rule definitely needs to be changed, because the way it is now, it's just a joke. But I think, like, if your hands are down,
can we not just simplify it? Just simplify the rule and take out all the mess. Like, if it's handball, if it touches the hand, it should be handball, regardless whether it was accidental. You couldn't get out of the way. I don't care. Like, it just cuts it out completely. It's like, we know if there's contact, it's a penalty regardless. I just think it's the easiest way of doing it. Because all this, like, well, if he did this, and well, in fairness, he did that. Like, just cut it all out. Like, just.
So if a defender is standing there, right, and his hands are down by his side, he can put them nowhere else, and the player flicks it up into his hand, it's a penalty.
Well, that's why the Pepe one wasn't given the other day, because they said proximity, because the guy was so close.
But I don't understand that, because the start of the season, Man United played Palace at home, and Lindelof's arm was in a unnatural position, but was up against his body like that while he was running, and the ball, i.e., flicked it up. And like Lindelof didn't even know the ball was there. It was that close proximity.
Yeah,
and I was
start of the season, they're after changing the rules so many times, even during the season. Like,
and it's changed again next season, isn't it? But look, it would be harsh. It would be harsh. But at least if the rule was any touch, at least it applies for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Because now I
prefer to just got rid of VAR altogether. That's what they need to do. At its time.
What do you think, fans that are watching? Is VAR good for football?
In fairness, though, in the Arsenal game, we did see the best of VAR, because the guy was sent off, and that was an awful call. Like, that, your man put out his hand, but he moved and hit his shoulder, and he got a straight red card. But they checked VAR; it was taken away, and that was completely the right decision, because it wasn't a handball.
Christensen, but they get one decision out of 10. You're saying, "Geez, well done, VAR." But the other 9 decisions, you're like, VAR, what are you doing? It's a joke, like.
And at the end of the day,
well, like, this is what we
table, where your club is at the end of the day, league table, it can't. VAR has ruined that. So you kind of look at, Jose Mourinho said, what's the point looking at this table? This is the fake table, because he was explaining the rules. Like, I can't say anything or else I'll get fined. But he's speaking the truth about it. Goes for and against. It's all psychological. Like, it's like you say to a referee, like, you're influencing after, stating your point so many times, you're going to influence someone to make a decision, whether good or bad.
But you know what? Like this is the main problem with VAR is the people operating it, because they're the ones making the calls. But if the rules are simplified, like I said, using that handball as an example, if the rule was, it doesn't matter what the circumstance was, if there's a touch on the hand with the ball in the penalty area, it's a penalty regardless. At least it would cut out the whole, did he get the decision right? Did he get it wrong? It's going to be harsh. It's going to be harsh, but at least you know the rule is the exact same every single time, and there's no debate.
I understand what you're saying, and like, if you like, I completely I have to agree with you. Oh, I'm lucky. I have to agree with you to an extent, but I think that like that'll even ruin it as well. Like, they need to, common sense has to come into play here with a lot of these decisions, and VAR, like you're just saying, oh, VAR got it wrong again, but who got it wrong? It's not a robot, like, it's a person. Like, they have to be held accountable for, like.
You know what I don't like as well? In some cases, we see what's going on. We see VAR analysing the decision, and in some cases we don't. So why can't we in all cases? Why can't we in all cases?
What? Yes. Oh.
Oh.
Sick.
Christensen started that play off very well, lad.
That was close. You know, Marcos Alonso, no matter what you think of him, he's some guy for getting forward into a goal scoring position, isn't he?
He pops up goals when he plays. I actually went through a phase of back. I went through a career back him. I see my sister is in the. It could be the nephew. Yes, Chelsea on the Blues. On the Blues.
It's been dominated by Chelsea talk, because you know yourself.
London is still
the race for the top 4, Squidge.
Will he stop?
Anthony there? Anthony knows very well. You know, top 10. He's content with that.
Yeah. Which London club?
We might finish strong and get 9th.
Which London club is going to be the only club playing Champions League football next year? That's what I want to know.
It doesn't count when you pay for it, though.
You only wish you had the money. You were crying there to start the video because you don't have enough money to buy players. You stopped.
Look, William's going to come good for us. He's shown good signs.
He got 2 assists in his last 2 games.
Yeah, he's a couple of assists now, hasn't he? I think he's about 5 or 6 assists now this season.
He's a Chelsea legend, sure.
Get him out of the club. He is the reason, exactly, a prime. That transfer just shows why Arsenal are the way they are. Cannot be signing players from Chelsea all the time that are just.
It's the whole recruitment. Like the last couple of years has been just ridiculous.
It feels so, I don't even feel sorry for you anymore. I just think it's like you are shooting yourselves in the foot time and time again.
Yeah,
these are
look,
players.
Our model,
David Luiz and
Wenger's last couple of seasons.
Yeah, that's true. David Luiz and Willian,
paper over the cracks. Like, you know, Arsene Wenger used to, when he signed Sylvester from United, like paper over the cracks. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, we signed a guy. He's available. He's cheap. Got great experience. Way past his best. But look, that's another body to throw in there. You know, that was our model. The end of the Wenger era, and it's continued. Hopefully, up until this summer, we might reevaluate things and.
Imagine Chelsea keeping hold of a manager for that long.
It'll never happen.
Never. New owners, yeah, but so far in the statistics of this game, lads, as expected in the first half, Chelsea being at home as well. So they've 70% ball possession, 8 shots, 1 on target. You know, a bit of a fluky goal, but. It was coming.
Havertz is playing well.
Big chances. One big chance. And that's it. 1 goal is all you need.
Surely we had 2 big chances.
Back a sec, lads. Just go to the bathroom.
We now have 2 big chances.
Yeah, but the Alonso chance definitely was a big chance.
And the goal is obviously a big chance. Because then could be the goal.
Do you... should I be getting rid of? Do you see the way we have the score up there on screen? It's a little bit ahead. Do you want me to take that off screen so we're just going by what we're watching?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be better.
Go for it.
I don't think we don't really need it, do we? I know it's handy to see, but sure, like all of our streams are behind. Like
I haven't looked at it once. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying not to as well, but I'm trying to keep an eye just in case any comments. And that's so I keep looking up, and then of course I'm looking at the score, and obviously knowing that my stream is a little bit behind the time that's there.
Paul Hickey said, "How good has Christensen been for Chelsea since Silva got injured? Has to keep that spot." Yeah, I agree. Silva was a really good signing for us. He kind of brought a sense of calm and a sense of experience back to the Chelsea backline. But Christensen's been really good. And I'm not a Christensen fan.
I'm not a Christensen fan either.
But he's starting to win me over, I have to say. Did you see the speed of him there the other night? I didn't think he was that fast at all in the Liverpool game. Speed of him getting back.
Yeah, that match he played outstanding. He cleaned up everything that came his way, like a proper centre half would. But the thing about that, he's in the centre of the tree. I wouldn't have him on the right or left. I'd have him banging the centre of the tree.
Yeah, I'd have him in the centre as well.
I wouldn't have, because the reason being is like he's the tallest out of the lot of them, but he can also command that backline. He has the experience. He's there. Was it Conte? Ooh, chance at the end there. But Conte brought him in. Is he a youth academy player?
He's not a youth.
No, he actually is. He actually is. And I remember he was on loan at Mönchengladbach there for a year. I think 2014-15 season. He went on loan.
Like that. Did he come through the academy?
Yeah, I think he actually did. Yeah.
Jeez.
I only ever heard of him when Lukaku made bits of him when he was at United.
I think with that, like what Matthew's saying there, right? Mad think PSG let Silva and Cavani leave both for nothing, didn't offer them a new contract. I think it's just like they're playing in League On. I know whatever about Champions League and that, but I think they'd be all right domestically letting these guys go on, and they're looking for younger profile. Like them lads will
Yeah,
be
you would
on
like to.
wages, like, so you might as well give that to, you know, the next Mbappe or Neymar or whoever.
Man, I think they're probably going to use this money to try and finance again. I wouldn't surprise me if they try and finance the deal for Messi. I really wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well, look, they're going to win the Champions League eventually. Like I said, you throw money at something for long enough, you'll get there eventually. Do you know what I mean? It is going to happen.
Yeah.
Well,
like
some
City,
say the attraction and lure of League One isn't big, but I tell you, like with a Pochettino in charge now, you know, give him his time to settle in, give him a transfer window because like the likes of Julian Draxler going on a free transfer, the likes of Verratti could be on the way out, if not because they bought Gaia and Herrera, who I think are class. I take back Ander Herrera any day of the week.
I don't know. Was he that good for United? Like,
oh, he was unreal. Unreal. He was.
He's a decent player. He was unreal. Like,
he was unreal in his position. Like, Ander Herrera, great signing. He gave us all. Like.
And he's on ridiculous wages over in PSG now. He's on over 200,000 or something like that, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it might be more.
He didn't feel the love from Man United when they didn't come in for him towards the end. He came out and said it. Like, he said when he got Player of the Year, he was waiting on a new contract that year. So it was just the season before he went on a free transfer, and the club offered him a contract then, and he turned around and said no. The reported fee he wanted was 300 grand a week.
Like, how is that not on 300 grand a week? Will you tell me, like?
Yeah, like it's the same time David De Gea signed a new deal. So it was.
David De Gea at the PSG. Him and Hector Bellerin, hopefully.
I actually think that could be a good show for Matthew O'Malley. I think De Gea. I think he could be on the way out. I don't know. Will he be at Man United at the start of next season?
Well, in Henderson, I trust because he showed there yesterday.
Yeah, but the wife
rely on this guy. He should be.
The wife's after having a child, and she doesn't even live in England. She lives in Spain, I think. So I'll be back there in a couple of minutes.
De Gea hangs around with Aguero most of the time. Would you believe? He spends most of his time with Aguero, just because they know each other from the Atletico Madrid days. You know, so it's weird to say like the two lads from rival clubs, but they do hang out the most. Not a bad shot there from Matthew O'Malley. You see, Anthony, isn't it a disgrace how United play 300 grand a week for De Gea, 100 grand a week for Dean Henderson, and they gave Dean Henderson a 2 million sign-on bonus when he signed the contract there. Isn't that mad?
Is Henderson on 100 grand a week?
Yeah. 100 grand for sitting on the bench. And so since he signed his contract with us there start last season, he got a 2 million sign-on fee as well. So what are they thinking? They have a headache.
100 grand. That's crazy.
I give Henderson a run of games. I give him a run in games, like 20 games, right? Because at the end of the day, we've seen De Gea flop, drop, and then be like our player of the year 4 years in a row. Come on, like, you know. So you can't treat De Gea like shit and just say your time is up, like other clubs would. Like PSG, they got rid of Thiago Silva, Cavani. You know, out with the old, in with the new. But with us, it's different.
Yeah, but look, it's one of them. It's a business model, isn't it? And money talks. So if you're going, look, we have this guy Henderson, who, you know, they obviously rate and think he can be every bit as good, and he's on a hell of a lot less money, and then you can get a nice big lump of cash for De Gea. So it makes sense, you know. Like it was with Emi Martinez, you know, we burnt Leno, Emi Martinez, and look, no matter who you think is the better keeper, there's so many debates about it. The way I look at it is like, look, irrespective of the bit of a fuck up the other day between Leno and Xhaka and whatever, but I do still think Leno's a class keeper. Oh, okay, Emi Martinez, maybe he's the better keeper, but like you couldn't turn down 20 million for a guy who'd been at us 10 years, like, at the club 10 years, and only played 12 games or something. So no matter who you think was the better keeper, you got a nice lump of cash which went towards Thomas Partey, and you're still left with a more than capable keeper. So no, unfortunately, you can't really have two number ones sitting on the bench for very long.
Look at the likes of Romero there as well. Like, I feel sorry for Romero because Romero was part of the team that won us the Europa League under Mourinho. They played outrageous for like a keeper. who had like knee injury problems, but you cannot have one of the three keepers and have a headache for selection the keeper. Like your keeper and your striker are the two main, positions in your team that you need to solidify and keep in week out. Like, so I think United should let Romero go, and they need to start asking questions in terms of like, right, how long can we get out of here? Because I like that Emi Martinez. Arsenal knew that, right, sell him to Aston Villa. I know it's the Premier League still, but the Premier League, other leagues from abroad won't pay that kind of money. Like, so they're all right to sell him, but they also look at like what's good for the player in terms of, right, this is the right move now for him. So they were kind to him as well. And to be fair, what did he say when he signed for Villa? It's a step up in his career because we haven't seen much of him.
Who are you on about?
Martinez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think he's a better goalie than Leno. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think so too. Actually, too. I think he's so calm. He catches the ball, dominant. And this season, one of the standout performers.
Yeah, look, he commands the box a hell of a lot better, he does, than Leno. Definitely more calm. And I thought that when he did get the run of games, he looks a more calm, confident keeper. But look, I don't get into that debate as much as I can avoid it with Arsenal fans, because, like I said, the attitude I have is we needed money to complete the Thomas Partey deal. So, you have two capable goalkeepers, and whether one is better than the other, there's still not a hell of a lot in it, really. Like when you look at like the clean sheets and stuff, like we've poxy defenders as well. Do you know what I mean? So like, Emi Martinez would have conceded goals the way Bernd Leno concedes goals, and look, when Leno does concede goals, he has his moments, but most of the time I couldn't say he's at fault. It's our individual mistakes. I looked the other day. What could he do for that goal?
I actually didn't. Can you explain to me what I actually didn't see the Arsenal game the other day. I heard a couple of my friends on about Jack, and I heard you on. What happened?
Yeah, basically, no. Look, I am gonna kind of point the finger at Leno a bit here. Ball was played back to Leno because this is the way they play nowadays. You involve the keeper in the play. He had the ball and he should have just hoofed it up the field, and he didn't. Xhaka came into the penalty area to collect the ball. He passed it to him. I think Xhaka had three men around him. No, Xhaka completely at fault, because again, he could have just smashed the ball anywhere and really casually tried to play the ball across his own goal, and literally he teed it up for Chris Wood to kind of, did he chest it in or kind of?
I don't think he was
turn his body in. It was madness. Like Xhaka was just like,
such a goal to concede. Like, and I wouldn't be surprised without that happening, Arsenal would have won 1-0. I would have put a brand on it.
You know what? It's typical Arsenal. Like, that was the Wolves game all over again. The David Luiz, the penalty, the VAR, all that shit. Yeah, it should have never even mattered. That Xhaka did that. Like, we should have been about 3-0 up before that even happened. So that should have been a moment where you could have gone, well, look, in fairness, yeah, he was switched off. We were 2 or 3-0 up. You can understand it was a little bit of lapse in concentration. I mean, you're 1-0 up and you're doing that sort of stuff. You're going, come on, like, do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it was our own fault. That game should have been dead and buried before that even became a factor.
But that's like, you kind of, who do you blame though? Because when Xhaka received the ball, surely someone should be saying, man on.
Xhaka
didn't even look to his left. He just hit the ball open for the best. And should
he be looking for the ball in the first place when he 3 lads around him? Now I'm only going with you after telling me I haven't seen it.
What I blame initially is the tactic. And I understand that, like, we scored our goal from building up from the box. But if you look at the goal we scored, it was Thomas Partey who collected the ball in the penalty area and he took it out, and he's definitely one of the most press resistant players I've seen. He had a lot of men around him and he got out of it. But like, Thomas Partey's Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka's Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka can't even turn on the ball at the best of times. You know what I mean? So he didn't even make an attempt. Again, there was 3 men around.
Just sum this up, right? Just sum this up. Since Arsenal has signed Granit Xhaka, they have not placed in the top 4. They've not placed in the top 4 once.
Yeah, but look, I'm not blaming Granit Xhaka, right? Because he's extremely limited and all. But like, in fairness, right, lads are giving out about Arteta. Why does he keep playing him? Why does he keep playing him? Like, why did Arsene Wenger keep playing him? Like, why did Unai Emery keep playing him? As mistake, error prone, whatever as he is, and as limited as he is, he's still better than El Neni and Ceballos. He's still a better option than those guys. Like
that's the problem, Anto. Like that. Like
that is the issue. Yeah, that is the issue. That nobody. It's not. My issue isn't that he keeps getting played. My issue is like the reason why he's getting played is because we won't upgrade on him. Like you're signing players who are not even as good. Thomas Partey is the exception. So the problem is, I have no problem with Granit Xhaka as a squad player. He shouldn't be playing week in, week out, though. He's an option to come on.
I always said I think he's stealing a living. Himself and Eric Dyer, two players I think are absolutely stealing living.
But the thing is, right, I guarantee you put Granit Xhaka in. I know, look, you can say this about nearly all players, but if you put Granit Xhaka in, Man City, for example, because you've so much better around you, he's probably not going to make the same mistakes. He's not going to have the same pressure. The problem is, like, your Granit Xhaka is being used as, our Thomas Partey at times. Like, he's being used as our best player, and he's not. You know what I mean? He's been asked to do too much that he's not capable of. But if you had him in a team and he was just, sort of the extra man to make up the numbers,
it's also his his attitude. It stinks, and for a while it's like when fans were laid back in stadiums and that at the time, no Arsenal fans wanted them out. So what did they do? Stripped the captaincy band and fired it. I don't know who it was. And I thought there and then that no relationship between fan and the player could be built up. The club could obviously come out and defend the player, which is what a club is supposed to do. But from that moment on, look to sell him for whatever.
I would have got rid of him straight away as well after that. He was captain at the time. I know the fans are giving him abuse and whatever, but you're a professional footballer. You have to take it on the chin. You can't be throwing the jersey and the captain's armband on the ground. You can't.
Do you know what? In fairness to him, I see both sides. Like, to be fair though, the fans have absolutely no right to say some of the things that were said and react the way the fans get away with it too easy.
100% the fans get away with it, but look, there's no place in football for it. Sadly, or there is no place in football. There shouldn't be a place in football, but sadly, it's rife with it. So a professional footballer, you can't, like Eric Dyer that time going into the stadium when his brother was getting abused in the stand. Like, you're getting paid your 100,000 a week to be a professional, to take that on the chin, and you shouldn't have to deal with it, but you're going to have to deal with it. So you can't be doing it like. Yeah,
do you know what though? Like, I don't agree though, because you make 100 grand a week, you should have to take it on the chin. Like, there's some of the stuff is horrible, but look, you do have to. I'm not saying you have to take it on the chin, but there has to be, I guess, a level of awareness. There's a way of reacting.
But there is a way. I think you're right. There has to be some sort of like.
He should have went in and broke the dressing room up. You know what I mean? He should have went in and break up the dressing room and take your frustration out in there. Don't take off your jersey and throw it on the ground. Did he give the fans the two fingers as well? Did he?
I think he mouthed it anyway, and you could tell exactly what he was saying. But yeah, like I said, and look, I guess what you've taken into account as well, like if you're that player, I know in the heat of the moment, it's easy to turn to the fans and gesture or whatever. But look, it's not every fan. You might have 60,000 in the stadium. It might be 30,000 of them are giving you that abuse, but the other 30,000 aren't. So by doing that, you're gesturing to everyone as a whole, because it's not the whole lot of us. Like I said, I'm willing to point out his flaws and stuff like that. But Jesus, I'm not getting on social media and calling them all sorts of names and stuff like that. I'm aware of what he is and what he can do.
Completely, and it's too easy for people to abuse professional. It's too easy for people to abuse anyone online. You should nearly have to have you should have to give an ID picture or photo ID.
So, yeah, the players are crying for lately and stuff. So you can't actually have these robotic. You can't.
Obviously, it's not right. It shouldn't be part of the game, but sadly, it is. It's a huge part of the game.
But we're seeing it on a new platform, whereas for you guys growing up and watching football, so social media after football and watching football, wasn't really a thing. So
yeah, but
the
abuse has always been there.
Like, I can easily text a player now and tell them to F off, say that they played absolutely rubbish. They can put up a picture of their family, and underneath the comments, slate. It's not fair.
Did you see the Bundesliga video?
Huh? See the which?
The video the Bundesliga put out.
No.
They put one out for awareness about abuse that players get. It was actually a powerful message. Like they had like a load of players, like Bundesliga players, and like this, like us on screen this way, and it would show a picture of the player, and underneath it was showing a social media comment that was posted on. Some of the stuff is horrific, like about like basically, go kill yourself, go do this, and a lot of them were using, I don't know, Carl, you might not remember, but Mikey, maybe you do. The goalkeeper Robert Enke, and he was a Barca keeper and that. But he throw himself out in front of a train because he suffered depression and that. And Bernd Leno actually came out and said he stopped looking at social media because someone made a comment. He said he had a bad game, and someone made a comment saying, "Do exactly what Enke did." And it's that sort of stuff that like, people are forgetting. Like this is like us, like it's a human with real emotions and stuff behind the screen. So like when I see the likes of Granit Xhaka doing that, like it is easy for people to go, "Geez, he shouldn't have done that." But if you're at home, and like in his case with the Arsenal fans, like he was getting messages. His wife was pregnant at the time with his unborn daughter at the time, and the stuff was like, "I hope she's born with this disability. I hope this, and I hope she doesn't make it." And like, I know, look, I have a daughter, and I'm like, I know how I'd feel if people were saying that to me, and I can imagine having to go out there and do my job in front of 60,000 people with that in my mind. I can understand. I can really, I can see, and again, you conduct yourself in a certain way, but I can see when it hits boiling point, and you go, do you know what? It's not worth this anymore. Take this off and throw this away. I don't care anymore. Like, especially like at the end of the day, you're wearing the jersey representing the club. Like you're wearing the Arsenal jersey. Yeah, you're fighting for the badge and whatever. And look, you're only human. You're playing to the best of your ability. You're gonna have off moments. You're only human, and you're
an example. Like, do you know the way like the second half has just kicked off there now, boys? But you know the way, like, especially young players, the signing of young players of late, like, Renato Sanchez is what comes to mind straight away. Yeah. Because he was sold for big money, and then chance there already with Havertz. But like that, the likes of Kai Havertz there now, moving over from Germany, whatever, he got COVID and such, and pandemic and all that, he's not going to be able to interact. Yeah. Maybe his only best friend is kind of Werner. I'm not too sure. But like people at the end of the day, age is a factor as well. Like Saka's only a kid, Greenwood's only a kid, and the death threats and abuse and all that they're receiving. They're only kids.
So you know what? Emil Smith-Rowe was getting it there last week. The guy went off injured. He missed the Burnley game. He had to go off with an injury. He's been one of our best performers since he broke into the starting 11. And people were sending him all sorts of abuse. And you're like, what?
Like that's the thing. That's the annoying thing about it. You don't like. There might even be Arsenal supporters. You can just type in any name. Could be anybody. That's why I don't even. And they're looking for attention, and that's why I think we shouldn't even talk about them because that's all they want. They just want attention, and the more people actually talk about it, and it is a thing that needs to be talked about because it shouldn't be.
Well, they tried to make that. They tried to make the Irish guy that attacked Ian Wright there on Instagram. Yeah. They tried to make an example out of him. Obviously, they couldn't name names or whatever due to legal laws.
But right, if and it should be a case that like if you're abusing someone racially, it should be your name that's up on the screen for everyone to see that. Look, I'm abusing someone racially. Like you shouldn't be able to hide behind some like anonymous name and say whatever you want to someone. Like that's the problem.
It needs to be regulated better. Look, it's not very hard nowadays to find an IP address. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like we could all find an IP address if we wanted.
Social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, they don't do enough about it either. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely not.
The book nearly has to stop with them, like because.
Yeah.
But sure, look, Chelsea's back here now. Havertz is actually playing really well. I think this could be the coming. Is that after arriving at Chelsea?
This is his moment.
No, the thing about that deal as well, it wasn't like was it like a drag down type of transfer? It was just like the paperwork that needed to be drawn up for. But Chelsea kind of knew they were always going to get him.
Yeah.
Did he kick up fuss at Bayern Leverkusen to force his way out? I don't think it was that complicated.
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. I think we commit like 72 million a club. No disrespect to Bayern Leverkusen, but if Leverkusen get offered 72 million for a player, there's a good chance they're going to take it. I don't know that I wouldn't say that was our first offer. I can't really remember, but I'd say you could say we went like 60 million. They refused it. Then we went up to 72 million. And I'd say they accepted.
What do you make, Squidge? I know you were talking about possibility of Haaland to Chelsea. What do you make of the Bayern Munich coach the other day when he was asked any chance of Haaland to Bayern, and he said something along the lines of it's definitely a possibility. Is it
Mendes or Riola that's Haaland's?
Riola, isn't it?
Yeah, Riola came out and said there's 10 clubs in the world who can possibly sign Haaland. 4 of them are from England. So I think we all know who the 4 are.
Yeah, well, Arsenal are one, yeah.
Yeah.
we probably signed his dad at this stage.
The thing about that is as well, you could offer Aubameyang back and cash. Aubameyang, Bellerin and Xhaka.
If you're reading up about it, but look, obviously there's a possibility of Bayern Munich signing Haaland because Bayern Munich are one of the best teams in Europe.
Yeah.
I think that, look, I'm hoping he'll go to Chelsea. He's an absolute pig of a man. But I think Man City are going to sign him. Aguero's coming to the end of his contract. I don't know if he's going to be signing another one. They have the money. They're going to need to fill that position because as I actually rate Jesus, but I just don't think he's he's not Aguero standard. Yeah. And I think Haaland's going to be probably the best striker in the world for the next 10 years.
If you look at what club kind of need him as well, like Chelsea have Werner, they're going to show their utmost faith in Werner. United were after getting Cavani. We could have done with Haaland before Cavani, but the likes of City, as Anthony you pointed out, we're possibly going to lose Aguero. Okay, so Aguero's boots to fill. I don't think, as you said, Squid, Gabriel Jesus can't fill Aguero's boots. So if they bring the likes of Haaland in, their club will finance, they'll structure a deal very, very well. City with Pep under Haaland, we don't want that. We do not want that.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, unlucky, Marcus Alonso. Such an effort.
But you get me, like
he's a serious whipping him.
I think City be on pole to get Haaland.
I think City be on pole as well. Now the only thing. Look, this is only coming from a Chelsea supporter that I hope we do get him. We have, like, Abramovich after coming out saying we've 250 million in the kitty for transfers, and he said that Haaland is his number 1 target. Now, Abramovich, you know from the past that Abramovich normally gets what he wants. Yeah. But I just think that, like, Haaland's father played for Man City. Man City have the funds, and they have a need for him. They're going to have a need for him up front. So I think he'll go to City. And if he does go to City, you might as well wave goodbye to the league for the next 10 years. Because
that's what I was saying. Like, we don't want that to happen because they're going to run away with it. Like, as much as they're running away with it this season as well. Okay, I'm delighted Man United bet them yesterday. But we should have been doing that all season. But in saying that,
what was I say?
Like if Haaland, with that team, De Bruyne, Rodri, Foden in behind, if they play Foden in behind, unbelievable. You'll fear them. You'll fear them.
Class.
And all you'll do is like, why didn't I sign him? Why didn't I sign him? As their Man United fan and Chelsea fan, Arsenal fan there, you know what I mean? Like, anyone will take Haaland. 46 goals in 47 games.
It's going to cost 120 million. That's what I think Borussia Dortmund will let him go for. And I think it's only, you get like, I don't know, Barcelona don't have that money now. I don't know the Real Madrid either.
What about PSG?
PSG was. I think it's going to be between Chelsea, Man City, PSG. Not in any particular order.
Yeah.
But I think Man City. I think he'll end up at Man City. If I was Haaland, obviously I wanted to go to Chelsea. But if I was Haaland, oh yes,
think about it as well is like
No,
Abramovich would like reach out to Raiola. Let's just say, right?
What happened there?
Did he call it for handball? Was it?
Yeah, I think he called it for
He's saying shoulder.
That was a definite handball.
Why does the ref actually blow the whistle there and actually say, "Oh, it's handball"? Can you not like let him score and then let it go to VAR? Like,
I think it's just the arm came out. Now, whether it was shoulder or not is just. I think you know what? I think the refs are just being safe and they're calling it because they know they can check.
Yeah, but like he.
It was a clear handball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hit there, like just handball.
Yeah. Good ball in all the same.
Yeah, but look, that's what I mean. This is VAR. Look, the refs, I think, are just going. You know what? We might as well call it, and we could double check.
Yeah, but you should not let the play go. Like he blew the whistle there, or when does he blow the whistle to disallow it? Is it already in
I have the sound down, so I can't hear it.
Checking, it's still not disallowed yet, is it?
No, it's still not disallowed yet.
That should be disallowed. That's
disallowed. Yeah.
If you look at like,
I'm delighted you said that because, like, come on now, that's clear and obvious.
I'm looking at an angle here, and he's like that, and it's kind of hitting in here. Now, is that not technically
it looks like it hits him on the bicep, which it kind of. No, do you know what I mean? It has to be. Like if that goal was given and it was against Chelsea, I'd be raging. Like.
Just putting all like who you support and all that kind of crack to the side and just focus on the decision and stuff. Like that shouldn't even need to go. We shouldn't have even watched VAR judge that. It was that clear that it was a handball.
Havertz again, though.
Havertz again, I tell you.
Watch him.
Did he score a hat trick there for you in the cup, one of the cups?
In the League Cup, yeah.
Yeah, I thought then from then on, he fucking.
I was like, oh yeah,
oh yeah,
oh.
But for Haaland as well, it'd be interesting to see like Jurgen Klopp. You know what? He might not be around too much longer the way this is going, and if they bring in a new man.
I know, but the Liverpool fans are after starting a GoFundMe page now to get Mbappe to the club. Did you see that? Did you see this?
I know, I've seen it. Like, and the thing about it is, I think they'll get up and get to.
They had like 4,000 or 5,000 euro. Now I know it's not a lot of money, but like I think it's like everyone.
You wouldn't even rent them for a knife for 4,000 or 5,000 euro.
I know that. But they were saying like they were saying the guy or girl who started it were saying there's like a billion Liverpool supporters in the world or something like that. There's loads. He said if everyone donates €2.50, so and they're up to like I don't know what they're at now. I've seen it in a few
days. Price of a bag of chips. I'd rather the bag of chips. Now.
Looky there, boys.
I thought our 1-1 was going to come in there.
Looky there.
Is this the thing? Like. Great build-up play and great link-up play there, and I have to say,
he just fluffed the shot.
Did you see actually?
That was a big money move, isn't he?
Do you know like those GoFundMe pages? Did you see what happened with Ozil when he went to Fenerbahce?
No.
Right. So this is like the PR. Right? I tell you, this has been the thing with Arsenal and Ozil and the whole PR game. And I always said like there's Arsenal fans and there's Ozil fans, and now that Ozil's gone, I've seen a serious drop off in people mouthing around online because they weren't real Arsenal fans. They were Ozil fans, you know what I mean? So they're gone quiet now. But anyway, I always said he was good at the whole PR, and I don't think he was I think he was a bit more snaky than people let on, you know. And like I said, knew how to play the PR game, but he went to Fenerbahce, club that he supports and he loves, and he took a big pay cut. So he went from 350 grand down to 60 grand, although Arsenal's still paying. You know, we paid him off, whatever. So he didn't really take a hit. But Fenerbahce started this text message service to pay for his wages, where they asked fans to send in a text message, and for every text it cost £2, which is going towards his wages. So if you loved him that much, you wouldn't have to be doing stuff like that, would you?
No. That's the thing about that's disgrace.
Waste time.
Obviously, no club can be ran without fans. You need fans first and foremost. They're the ones that pay for everything got to do with the club. So, delighted to see the back of Ozil. Good luck.
Oh,
would you even have
you know what? And he has been rubbish since he went. He's been
imagine having the cheek of being Ozil, like right, I'm taking this pay cut or whatever, and then like you're like you get the club to send out messages, or you let them do it. Like I'd be like, no, God, you can't be.
It was like the Gunnar Soros thing. It was PR. Do you know what I mean? Good PR for him to say, "Oh yeah, I'd pay the wages." And I probably knew he was off in like a month's time anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's just ridiculous. And if you look at it, Arteta, all the stick he was getting over certain players and Ozil and all that. If you look at the guys that are gone, right, you have Ozil, and then that happens, yeah. So you have this, text message thing, and like Ozil was like the knight in shining armor for half the fan base, and then you see this come out. Now you have no one was defending Mustafi or any of these boys. Mustafi and Kolasinac gone, and sure the two boys led a revolt at Schalke that just got the manager sacked there recently, and they're only in the club a couple of weeks. And then you look at Guendouzi. Guendouzi's after falling out with the Hertha manager. So you look at all the guys that Arteta has moved on and all the stick Arteta's getting. And I'm like, well, he's identified the bad eggs in that group.
True. Well, we'll just see. We will rebuild for this summer. Second half going. How do you think the likes of?
Is that not free in? No, like
yeah.
I think
the likes of Zuma starting tonight now. Is this a chance? Is this a chance for Zuma to, step up again?
Zuma's anytime he's played this season, he's played well enough. Like, I think with Silva came in or Lampard getting sacked, did he get injured as well? I think he was injured for a while.
What's his name? I think it was this season.
On the boys playing FIFA.
Yeah, he's fairly making a mockery of Everton here now, but the scoreline suggests that Everton are still in. Come on, Everton, the fuck!
Stop now, Colin. Stop
comments. I want to see any sneering going on here now with the boys.
This would be a huge win for us. Like I said at the start of last week, Liverpool and Everton back to back. If we got 2 wins here, huge.
Especially the Liverpool one, because in my eyes I was thinking, let's see where they're at, and I'm shocked. 1-0 results, you'll take them all day. They're the grinding results.
Arsenal lived off them for years.
Yeah, that's true. So did we, Squidge. And
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Sometimes it's like, will Chelsea now, when it comes to the 65th, 70th minute, hold on to the result and not worry about the performance, or worry about the performance instead of the result? What do you like? There's a bit of psychology there throughout the game where you're going to think, fuck, can we manage this game and win it, see it out?
Did you see the angle of the goal there? That definitely wasn't on target.
Definitely wasn't on target.
Yeah.
Seen that already.
They all count. It doesn't matter how it goes in once it goes in.
Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey.
He's actually decent, very good player, yeah. Seen a young lad, he's been solid since he came in.
Yeah, I think he's going to get like Norwich. They're not they're top of the championship after selling Godfrey and Lewis there. So Max Aarons, I take him any day of the week. So
yeah, Aarons and Buendia, I'd say be well. Then again, look, if they get promoted, and then the boys will be saying, "Well, look, we're Premier League footballers for at least a season." Yeah. So what might happen is, you get a nice hefty lump sum for getting promoted. The boys might get new big contracts, so they might be happy to hang on another season, knowing, look, chances are we're going to get relegated. We'll get a nice hefty contract. We make nice money for a season, and we know the club will sell us at the end of the season anyway. And the contracts
model to have that. It doesn't really bother you if you're a selling club, like Leicester are a selling club, for example, But Norwich sold two of the starting. Sold the centre back and left back who'd be starting week in, week out. Now you think that because they sold them, would they actually get promoted? But again, they've shown that transfer policy can still work.
Yeah.
So invest that money into youth and your youth setup and promote youth, and you could even in exchange you could sell them on for more, who in like the following season if they break through to the Premier League and do well, because that's what always kind of happens, isn't it? So we'll see the Euros coming up like this summer, and the scouting that's going to be at that is not going to be right, like that sort of way. So our clubs as well.
Portugal win the Euros.
Yeah, Belgium.
Heard it here first. Portugal
or Belgium.
Portugal.
France. I can't. We'll do a topic about that in
This is the first time I'm kind of looking at the Portuguese team, and outside of Ronaldo, I'm kind of going, do you know what, they have a team.
Penalty.
Oh, penalty.
Yes, penalty. Yes.
Woo. Got Havertz involved again.
Yeah. Man the match.
Yeah, he's up there for it. He's the most involved
all day long. Pickford's a liability, lads, for the England number one goalkeeping spot. He couldn't get it.
How is
Pickford wasn't even trying to argue. He knew.
If his hands was just, or if his arms was just a little bit bigger.
If his arms were a little bit bigger, he would have took him out a little bit quicker.
Stick it away now. He's normally solid. I know he missed one or two in his Chelsea career, but he's normally solid.
Against Arsenal. No, I think
this is for my prediction here, boys. 2-0. 2-2 will be gone. Your predictions will be gone.
I reckon you put this away.
Yeah, Jorginho's. Yeah, I'll say that because Jorginho's solid.
He'll go bottom left.
Bottom left. I think he'd probably go in the middle.
Oh, the penalty.
He'll go in the middle.
Bottom left. That's how we does it, boys. That's how we does it. The Tuchel revolution.
You see it eyeing up the bottom left straight away, like.
Tuchel revolution. Here we go. Whoop whoop.
Champions League spot now for the Chelsea buyouts.
Going well now. Could do with Leeds beating West Ham later. Leeds.
Form is good, Squid, yeah?
Huh?
The form is good.
All good, yeah, all good. Chelsea winning 2-0. Happy man.
Clean sheet as well, which is always a bonus.
Yeah, if we stay like this now,
how could he have looked at that team and said, I'm going to play this way and I'm going to get the best out of them? Not the best out of them, but I mean,
he's a master tactician. He's a master tactician. Right, so this will put us, if it stays like this, we'll be on 50 points after 28 games, and Everton will be on 46 points after 27 games. So they'll still have a game in hand, and if they win that, they'll go a point behind us. So it's not it's a huge result. We needed to win this.
But you also have to take into consideration that Aston Villa have 2 games in hand.
Yeah, I'd be more
safe.
I'd be more worried about Everton than Aston Villa for the top 4 spot. I'd be more worried about like Spurs. Spurs have a game in hand on us as well. If they win that to 48, which is only 2 points behind, and they're playing really well at the minute. Bale and Kane and Son. Such a front three. Scary.
Isn't it? Especially when Bale is fit.
Bale is, the scary thing about it is I wouldn't even say Bale is fully fit. I'd say he's only about 75% fit, and he's still class.
Sure, he's only a farmer.
He's only in the farmers. Came from a farmers league.
Yeah. So what has he ever done aside from all those Champions Leagues he won?
No, but there's a fair few teams now, especially this year. It's been a mad season. Well, like,
do you know what though? This season,
I think United
really a write-off this season with the form and the team. You know, it's this season. I don't think is a true reflection between whatever at the VAR and stuff, but with no fans and COVID, and it's the first season where we literally ended the season, went straight into another season. So I think it's probably going to be about, another season or two, I think, before things get back to kind of normal.
Zuma down injured again. Now, good sign. He's cursed. He gets cursed with injuries. So this.
Yeah, he looks as if now.
Shows how bad. How bad is it?
Oh,
Two players gathering around him now. Is it the same knee? Hardly.
Oh, boys.
looks like his ankle or something there, isn't it? Like it's like he got stuck in the ground.
Thiago's back, is he? Oh.
You know what that means now? Zuma's picked up a really bad injury. He'll be out for a while. He won't come back. They'll release him, and Arsenal will sign him, give him 300 grand a week.
So he can lie up and watch anime.
Oh, slipped.
Didn't look that bad, in all fairness.
I was going to say, he must be made of Lego.
He's made of Weetabix.
It is so true. Like, look at that now. You're thinking, what is it?
It doesn't look that bad.
Is it a hyperextension of the ankle or the knee? Sorry, or what the fuck?
He's made of Lego. He's in bits.
I don't know. Remember we had a video and I was talking about Christian Pulisic. Now, Pulisic is brilliant, boy. Stuff like that, we used to... I just couldn't... All of a sudden...
You know what I reckon that one was? Zuma heard that we were live and he said, I need to get in the dressing room, get on YouTube, check the boys out.
Like and subscribe, was he?
That's what it was, yeah. Remember everybody?
Joshua King coming on now. Joshua King can do something from nothing. Zoom out, down out.
I'm pretty confident we'll see this out now. I wasn't like a 1-0 is always dangerous, but 2-0 with the way we're not conceding goals lately. I'd be very surprised now if we don't see this game out.
Yeah,
Squidge, honestly, I don't think he can afford to rest Mount.
He's on the pitch there now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
I didn't see one bit of him.
He's just after coming out.
Oh, right. I thought he was going to rest him,
isn't he?
He's
Drogba's been quiet today.
Yeah, very quiet. Greatest goal ever. Drogba.
Do you think Everton could get even like a Europa League spot?
I definitely. 100%. Like, they'd be disappointed if they don't get a Europa League spot. It's the fact that Liverpool are doing so bad that like they might actually, like Liverpool might actually get the Europa League spot instead of Everton. Spurs, it'll be. I think it's obviously between ourselves, Spurs, Leicester, for that 3rd, 4th place. Even though I still think Chelsea will get 2nd.
Just keep your hands off 10th. That's Arsenal's. We saw it first.
You should be ashamed of yourselves. 10th.
Oh.
No, I don't think you're gonna get ahead of us, Squidge. Boys are definitely go down to the final day of the season, possibly.
Like Rico feeling about us.
Well, this puts it at the moment. What Chelsea is a 4th as it stands.
Chelsea on 50 points with 28 games played. Everton on 46 points with 27 games played.
Yeah, so Chelsea 4th, 3 points off 3rd place, 4 points off United now.
What?
Huge result though for Chelsea. Puts a little bit of distance between them and Everton now.
Well, yeah, like if Everton won this, we would have been under serious pressure. That's why
Everton still have a game in hand though.
Yeah, like they'll go. It's a game in hand, already 1 point behind, but imagine they won this and then they had the game in hand. So
yeah. It's huge.
Yeah, huge.
That was a soft free kick, though, wasn't it? On Godfrey.
It was a free kick, though. I pushed him in the back.
True. Well, like that's the thing, though. If it was anywhere else on the pitch, think about it. Other areas of the pitch there, would that have been given?
I think so. It was blatant enough. He's seen him. He's Godfrey was getting to the ball first. He pushed him in the back. Away.
Yeah, Everton can't. Like, they cannot actually string 4 or 5 passes without Chelsea intercepting.
That's weird. That's what we're doing really well.
This is the transition now. Like, this is the foundation for Chelsea to kick on.
Yeah, I can't see us winning anything this year.
No.
Really.
Silverware, no. But just setting the benchmark for where to.
Couldn't be happier with how Tuchel's going, and how they're playing at the minute, So we'll see.
For example, if that happened to us,
I think we sign Haaland. Game changer. Challenge. Reece James, I love him. He's
how many subs have been used up too? Jorginho is still on, is he? Yeah.
Channeled his inner Wan-Bissaka there.
There's Wan-Bissaka on the
Wan-Bissaka, 2 Bissaka, 3 Bissaka.
We'll have to do a watch along now for the next big games. For
And the boys winning 2-0 the old FIFA.
Boys are winning Chelsea.
And that boys.
Our Chelsea stadium plans for Stamford Bridge, new plans for the bridge, they still going ahead?
They had, from my knowledge of it now, and I wouldn't really know a whole pile, but Abramovich he was doing. Did he get refused it or something? But then he got accepted. But now Abramovich wasn't let into the country over the Russian. Remember, he was banned out of the country, and I think he pulled
the visa or something.
Yeah, he pulled the plug. It was the time the Russian spy got poisoned or something, and then he didn't get the visa, and then something now I could be fucking absolute muck there as well. Now that's just, I don't know why that's in my head.
Ooh.
Yeah, only one sub so far. Mason Mount Hudson Odoi off. Mason Mount on.
Oh, Everton going close there now from the corner. Mendy down injured.
Don't say that to me. Little man.
Bring on Kepa.
Oh, he got absolutely flattened there.
He'll be all right.
Yeah, you know yourself, one for the team.
Up his all boots.
I like it. Do you know what? I'd like it to work out for Mendy. I reading about him when he was a bit younger, and he got released. I can't remember who it was. He got released, but it was in around the time I think the missus was having a kid. And he got released, and he was telling the story about when he had to go down, basically sign on to the doll, and look at him now. Do you know what I mean?
He came out and said, a big tweet thanking Lampard and for the foundation.
I love seeing
Lampard was giving him for Chelsea.
You couldn't begrudge. You wouldn't begrudge any lad who.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Who had to go through that. I
think Alan has been great signing for Everton. They needed a player in their midfield.
Behind
him. Not how Ancelotti's at Everton though, boys.
Shoot. Couldn't be happy with how Chelsea are playing, boys. Such hunting they're at. Anytime they lose the ball, they have it back in 2 seconds.
Now Werner has to score here. No.
Different intensity.
They're one-touch football and everything.
Just don't like Chelsea's jersey this year at all. It's a rotten.
It's class. Best jersey in the league, I'd say. Better than the zebra jersey you have.
No, it's not. That jersey is savage. I said that jersey is disgusting. Seeing it in person, I was like, do you know what? No club like that will go for something as bold as that. It's lovely.
It didn't pay off.
This is a plain blue jersey. Now, come on, Squidge, it's rotten.
In fairness, though, on Chelsea's jersey, it predicted their league position. It come third.
I'll take it. Definitely take it.
That's our Arsenal are sponsored by 10. Next season is going to be fly 10th.
Yeah.
Instead of Mark 9, it's Mark 10. Turn that brand.
If you offer me third this minute, I take it. But like, I think we'll finish second.
Jeez, if you offer me
Their
7th
hopes are
at this
high,
one,
hard highs.
Look, if you can't dream big, Carl, dream big.
It's always nice to dream big. Champions League football, secure.
I can feel it.
It's 1-0 up. You are playing tomorrow, right?
No. We're not till next week.
So we're playing tonight. How can we play tomorrow? Carl thinks we're watching a replay of this match. Yeah, Carl, this is last week's match.
And Squid looked at Squid as well. He answered me like, I love it.
I said we're playing next week.
God.
We're playing next week.
Just shows right, man. My knowledge, Anto.
You know what, guys? If I was Liverpool 2-0 up against RB Leipzig, I wouldn't be too cocky either. RB Leipzig, the way they're going.
I mean, isn't it always the second leg that's the most? It's the best leg to watch.
100%.
Yeah.
The greatest comebacks.
Yeah, but I think my connection's a bit bogey here. Is it me freezing on your end? It drops on my end and everybody's camera goes off. I think my connection's a bit bogey.
It's only happened once to me.
Yeah.
Here's Kante coming on.
So this is a good tactic now. Coming up towards the final 10 minutes. So like for like sub.
Well, here we go.
Oh.
Werner, either over the bar or hit the goalie.
Yeah.
That's what did you say at the start again?
Right.
Warner's going to score.
He did absolutely everything right, boys, except for put the ball in the back of the net. Like, nudged, meant of time, touch is good. Finish near. Well, why did he go to the far post there? Like, all the open
he always does the hardest part.
Right.
Creating space for a shot. He can't finish. No, that was pathetic.
It's been a dominant performance anyway by Chelsea.
Oh, yeah. Oh, lucky. Kante's after. It's not fair.
14 attempts to 6, 5 on target to 1. So, overall,
Zuma's all right. Zuma legged it into the back, subscribed real quick, liked the video, legged it back onto the pitch. Good man.
He shouldn't be allowed to do that, but look, we let him off.
No, we encourage that. We encourage all professional football players to go down injured, run off the pitch real quick, like, share, subscribe, comment, and then run back on. We're happy.
Yeah, I can take that. Bringing Kante on then when you're 2-0 up. What more do you want? Like, just let him run around after the ball there all day. Go on, Kante. Go on.
Oh, go on.
I thought Bernard was going to be sold. Was he not heavily linked with like some guitar side?
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought he went off on loan, to be honest. Did he not go off to... Well, obviously he didn't, but I thought he went off to Turkey or somewhere like that.
Did he go till Christmas? Is he back since after Christmas, maybe?
No, he didn't leave at all. Like,
no,
he didn't leave at all. Surprised with that one.
Linked for years he was. Delighted we never got him.
Again,
yeah, all good. Didn't get up to much.
But a bit of monster, yeah.
Yahoo! For a special occasion, just watching the football.
What do you think about the match later, lads? Who Leeds, West Ham? Who do you think?
West Ham.
I'm going to say Leeds.
Yeah.
Phillips is back. I'm going to maybe a draw. I'm hoping Leeds win.
I feel like Paul Merson if I give it this thing. Anto's internet connection there. You're back. Young Anto.
Could Squidge be pulling out the Squidge and getting his prediction right? Or first ever watch along, Squidge comes out with the Squidge annuity with the 2-0 prediction. Could he be right? Oh boy.
Well, you can imagine now with the Squidge annuity with a scorecast. So Timo Werner score first, Chelsea 2-0. He would have got some odds on that. Yeah, so you think Leeds now? Martial yesterday. Yeah. What, like Martial? He's so... Boys, wouldn't he just annoy you? Like, to have Martial in your team. Played very well. Didn't get a goal, but played very, very well.
He's the next here, Henry.
Oh, he's the next, this, that, and the other. I tell you, he's hot and cold. He's hot and cold. He should have had 2 goals. He should have had 2 goals. Well, in saying that, I didn't play shit. He was hungry for the game. Oh, I'd still take him. I'd still sell him.
Anto, just before D-MacD actually asks us, when are we having our J Lings video?
Oh, lads. Well, you know, I want to wait till all COVID and all that is over, because I reckon we'd sell out a venue for our J Lings episode.
Will we say if J Lings gets another England cap, we'll do a little segment on him?
Another? Has he got one?
Sure.
Lads, if J Lings gets West Ham Champions League football, J Lings is going to be sold, and rightly so.
J Lings.
How much did West Ham pay for him?
It's only on loan, lad. He's only on loan at the minute.
It's only on loan.
Ranting at that.
Is there any clause to say that they can make the deal permanent, or no?
Don't think so. It's one of those things. I think Ollie's trying him out. Ollie's obviously he's doing the right thing. You know, because he was phased out with the club, and he already said that as well in one of the interviews. Phased out, didn't like it. And you know, his agent now is Riola's, so I'd be happy to see the back of him, because don't get me wrong, like he's proven, he's starting to prove why he's a good player though.
He's only young though, man. He's serious potential.
Yeah, no, I'd be delighted to see.
Oh, here we go. Further. Another. Jesus Christ. He just can't put the ball in the back of the net. What's wrong with him, like? Havertz again. Or no, that was Mason Mount. Look at this. Straight.
Didn't he play for Leicester? Did he? Was it Leicester he had a loan with a few years ago? J Lings.
Was it Lingard? Is it?
Yeah.
Probably Birmingham and Watford or something like that. I'm not sure actually.
Did he not play for Leicester? I could be completely
wrong as well. Shit, Lingard and the Mourinho wasn't too bad at all. Like,
jeez.
Nothing's ringing bells there now with Jesse Lingard.
Look, we'll see how he gets on. Be happy to see the back from now, to be honest with you. Take 15 to 20 million for him all day long.
Yeah, look, he's not.
Squidge Chelsea tonight now. You know, Everton pushing for top 4, pushing for a Champions League spot. You know, we talked about earlier, like, definitely in contention to get Europa League, but Squidge annuity tonight now has been just perfect.
Hell yeah. Thomas Tuchel talking about a revolution. Yeah. Telling you, I'd say we could do the treble next year.
Because he did play with Leicester, boys. Wow.
Did he?
Yeah.
Michael Keane and Jesse Lingard extend Leicester City loans.
Good shout.
Sorry, my connection is going mental. She's in the back streaming videos and doing all sorts, and it's making absolute dirt of this connection here.
And you're grand, and you're not buffering at all really on our screens. But yeah.
Talking about a revolution.
Quiet from Everton. Not one clear-cut chance.
Nah, that's what Chelsea do to teams now. Smother them. Watch it come down. They go down here and score now.
For the majority of us, I'd say the majority of people in fantasy football don't have Chelsea players because they don't know who's going to start. Well, I have Calvert-Lewin in. And I know I was expecting a goal out of him, to be honest, because I said 1-1, like, but sure.
Everton look real average here to me.
Actually, right.
Is it Chelsea making them look average though?
Yeah, possibly.
I think our the pressure we're putting on them when they have the ball is unbelievable. Such
Yeah.
hunger.
No, look, I always hate hearing people say, because I hear it all the time, and especially from Arsenal fans as well. Arsenal play well, and the first thing that's said is, well, the other team weren't great today. And yeah, well, it has to be a case of, is it because one team played well that the other team was made look bad? Or is it always seems to be a case of, the other team never showed up and they played bad? But yeah, no, 100%. Everton look bad because Chelsea make them look bad.
Agreed. Like, I think our game plan, like, we went out, we were in complete control of the game from start to finish. Here, I know it's only 88 minutes gone, but I think we never, once you got the first goal, I always felt like it was going to come, even the first goal. Do you know what I mean? We played well from the start.
Yeah.
So
Havertz coming on now. Pulisic coming on now.
Havertz, my man in the match.
He seemed the most involved.
Now, what are the roundabout now? Where Havertz going to go off on the side of the pitch there, or what's the story? They need to address this part of the game as well.
Yeah,
what's going on? Are they getting something wrong here?
I think next time the ball goes out of play. Oh, ref!
Oh, Jesus! He's lucky Alonso didn't make more of that.
More of it, yeah. He got up and gave him the little friendly slap on face.
That's what you want, though. Do you know what I mean? If you're not hurt, you want to see that.
Yeah, exactly. Get back up off the ground. That was
if that had been Lacazette the other day, he'd still be rolling around screaming.
Yeah, Salah dived in the match again.
Oh, he just come in and lagged him.
Here's Pulisic. Werner missed 2 chances again. Typical Werner performance. Played well, but just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. He's playing all right.
He's playing well enough to start, yes. He's playing well enough to be in the team. Yes, and if he's not scoring, he's doing something that's... this is what I don't see. Like, stats can always go... Like, you can always look at stats and say, oh, he's actually a class player based off stats. But it's like, if he's going to deliver the first pass, and that second pass then is going to go on to the goal, then that's a stat in its own. Isn't it kind of... That sort of way, like...
I know what you're saying, and stats can be deceiving as well, but like, he's playing well. I still prefer Giroud, to tell you the truth. I just think he gives us way more, and he puts the ball in the back of the net sometimes.
I was Giroud. I'd be looking to leave either if he wants the Premier League or abroad. But there's definitely going to be suitors for him.
100%. Clubs would be all over Giroud.
He's only bought for what, 16 million? That was it. Something like that. Cheap and cheerful.
Another good deal. Another good deal from Arsenal we got there. Giroud.
I wouldn't take him back now at this stage.
Wait till he's another couple of years older. You buy him back.
Exactly. Yeah. We take him back on a 4-year deal when he's about 37.
Yeah.
Oh, can't I? In fairness, like, I do think he's a good player. He's underrated, but yeah, look, he had his time at Arsenal, and yeah, he scored his goals, but yeah, he disappointed a lot. So look, he had his time.
Kante getting into the box for headers, though. Where would you see it?
Yeah, honestly, God.
Where would you see it? Very, very couldn't be happier with her performance again tonight. Have to say, against Everton,
yeah,
decent.
That's the thing. He's had the likes of Giroud on the bench there now, and Giroud will get in anyone's team. Come on, I'm not saying Giroud is the be all and end all, not, but right now I take Giroud at Man United because we need it. We need someone. Giroud has never gotten 20 plus goals in a season in the Premier League, but Giroud can do better than what Martial is given at the minute. They're not sort of way. Giroud is
Martial. I wouldn't take Martial for free at Chelsea, to tell you the truth. Like, if you look at our bench, at the start of the game, lads, Kepa, Rudiger, Silva, Kante, Pulisic, Giroud, Mount, Chilwell, Ziyech. That's some bench.
There's some bench, but lad, it's a disgrace of a bench at the same time. 72 million flop in Kepa. Ziyech, he'd be actually the first person I'd look to sell because
I seen a great one. I seen a great one about Ziyech the other day. It was like someone tried to download Mahrez and stopped it at 30%, and they got Ziyech.
Brilliant.
I said, Carl, you might not remember this. We were in work one day, and the Ziyech deal was done. And I said to you, I don't think he's going to make it in the Premier League. I think he's going to be too lightweight. And I watched him a bit for Ajax, and yeah, he's decent for Ajax, but I was never blown away by him because it's a farmer league and that as well. So I expect Ajax are going to play well. But I just didn't think. I thought it too lightweight for Premier League. Was getting linked with Arsenal loads. I was an Arsenal fan, and I was saying, he looks good at Ajax, but I just didn't think. I was like, I don't want him at Arsenal. I think he's too small, too lightweight.
Yeah, true.
He might turn out to be good. He might turn out to be good, but I just didn't fancy him.
I don't know.
I think Pulisic and Ziyech are Pulisic and Ziyech. I thought would always kind of be starting. So it's hard to tell with this formation where they even fit. Hudson-Odoi.
There we go, boys. Another 3 points in the bag. Another 3 points in the bag.
And there's the predictions up on screen.
The Squidgenuity.
No, there we go.
Squidge knows.
This is why you got top spot today, Squidge.
Squidge knows. Squidge knows.
He's happy. Tuchel is happy. Squidge is
the bang of Squidgenuity off that performance.
Unbelievable. Break.
Focus. His own catches.
The first thing you said tonight, Carl, was will Tuchel go unbeaten for the rest of the season? And after watching that, you mightn't be too far off the mark.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, but you know yourself, it's kind of like where do you see him going wrong? Yeah, that's it.
Who have we next?
It's our first watch along, guys. So I hope you enjoyed.
Thanks to all the viewers. Chelsea have who have we next? We've Leeds United away from home next on the 13th of March, which will be no easy game.
Few goals in that one.
Everton are at home to Burnley on the same day, and Arsenal Spurs the 14th that weekend.
Arsenal Spurs.
Yeah, so
we could do next Thursday night. Woohoo!
Would you
the big one? Milan boys.
In March. Would you be interested in doing our next watch along to the Arsenal Spurs game?
See how things are. Yeah, it sounds like we need to get a Spurs fan on for this as well.
We could get a Spurs
fan on, and we'll have a laugh. Lads, I'm going to leave it there.
I just so happen to know a Spurs fan.
I'm delighted to be back on, which is tonight, lads. It's great fun.
100%. Thanks to all
our predictions. You wouldn't want. I feel like Paul Merson. But delighted to be back on.
Thanks to all the people who was in on all the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, all that jazz. Please, please, please. Thank you very much. We leave it there.
Bye-bye.
Best of luck.